Hey guys, back again, just streaming my screen as I put together a little Instagram edit I'm working on. This is meant to just be a tutorial type thing of just how I edit my videos. So I started working on this about an hour ago, and I just realised there's some handy tips that I'm going over, so I thought I might as well screencast and just run you guys through it. So this is just what we got up to today. Nothing too fancy, just an edit I'm putting together for Instagram. Basically just made my selects and dropped an adjustment layer LUT on there for now, which I'm going to sorry, this is just spacing out a bit. Alright, all good. Cool. So with that being said, let's just get started. So I've made my selects, dropped a LUT color correction on there, and now I'm just fine tuning it, getting it under a minute so it can fit on Instagram. Alright, I'll play it through now. I'm just about at the stage of trying to find a song for it, so I'll pull that up in a second. What I like to do is just have a song playing underneath as I edit, and like a playlist, and then one song will just stand out and I'll end up choosing that for whatever I think suits the mood best. So basically the day was just surfing out in we're on the Sunshine Coast out in the Maroochy River and that kind of thing. So we got some GoPro shots, we got some Mavic shots with this guy, brand spanking new, so I want to feature some of this stuff. And then we've got the drone stuff at the end. One good point I wanted to cover was just using proxies for your Mavic footage. I'm not sure if you've used drone footage before, but the DJI codec is pretty rubbish, so when you're trying to play it back you get stuff like this, and you can't watch and you can't tell what's actually good footage and what's not. So what I did there was just came down to the DJI footage, right click, went create proxy, click that button there, it'll instantly open this up and just start running a proxy underneath. And then this new proxy system in Premiere, you just toggle between this and this to turn it on and off, and it should play back perfectly when you've got the proxy toggled on. One thing I have had a problem with is these bars coming in though on the proxy file. It doesn't bother me too much, but I should probably try rendering in a different my proxies in a different format to get rid of that in the future. If anyone knows how to get rid of that or what format to make a proxy in, let me know. It'd be helpful. For the LUT I've dropped on here, I've kind of got two on there. I've just disabled that layer. That's Shift E is the shortcut for that. It's pretty handy just to turn a video on and off. So this bottom LUT is where I did most of my correction. I've recently just started shooting with the GoPro a lot again recently and trying out some new settings. Yeah, so where were we up to? We were finding a song. So what I like to do is just play a song in the background. So I'll just pull up a playlist I have and just kind of let this play in the background. And yeah, keep working. Alright, so let's watch this through, see what footage we have. You want these edits to be really snappy for Instagram, so like straight away this shot's not necessarily much to lose that. It's a good little intro. I just remembered I got a good couple opening shots from the end here, so I'm just holding control and moving them to the start, and that'll push everything over when I place them there. So if you hold control, you get this little symbol that comes up, and it just makes sure everything's spaced across when you drag stuff. So I can move that there, and then it'll kind of ripple. Just turn the music down. Alright, so I've got two good opening shots here. Not going to play back very well because of the proxy thing I was talking about. I'll just turn the proxies on. So that's a good opening shot of the beach we were on. A little too long, so I can just cut that. So to cut the clips like that really quickly, I'm using W and Q. W will trim the end of the clip, Q will trim the start. And the reason you notice these adjustment layers aren't getting affected is this little button here, toggle sync lock, and they're also not selected on the V track. So I've got all these V tracks shortcut to my numpad. So I hold control 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll see all these will turn on and off. But I'll just have one selected because that's where I'm doing my edits. Maybe two in case I pop something on the second row. Actually, I'll turn that off for now. And these toggle sync lock buttons just mean that whatever edits you do, these will basically, almost like being locked, they just won't be affected by cuts and that type of thing, unless you select it and you can cut the layer like that. My shortcut for cut, instead of, I think the default might be Shift K or something like that, I changed it to Shift C just because C is this cut tool as well, and it's just all under my left hand, which means I don't have to lift my left hand up, which is very important for speed of editing. Yep, alright, so what do we got now? We've got our opening shot. Still a little too long. I do want to put a warp stabilizer on this as well, just because I think it'll make it go to that next level. Because this is a 4K clip and I'm working a 1080 timeline though, you'll see if I go to place a warp stabilizer on this, there'll be an error because warp stabilizer does not match the sequence settings. So to get around that, I'm going to delete warp stabilizer off that. What I'm going to have to do is nest this sequence. So my shortcut for nest is the H key, so I just click H once and it'll set up a nested sequence. Now that nested sequence will be 1080, I'll apply the warp stabilizer and it can analyze it. I wonder how this works with proxies, so this could be interesting. Especially because I've got these black frames on and everything. I've never done that before, so we'll find out. Next shot we've got is this kind of shot. It's kind of cool little rotating up shot, just of the setup again. But I don't think we should play that one just yet, right? Because in the movie we haven't rocked up to the beach yet. So it would make sense that if we just hold that control key again, we put this somewhere here, and have these boat clips come first. I'm just going to analyze that, and I'm actually going to let it go, because when you play other clips, it stops the analyzing happening in the background because Premiere is using too much of its CPU on basically playing the clips. It can't analyze in the background. So I'm just going to give that a couple seconds. It's got 9 seconds left. Sorry about making you wait. But tick tock. We're good. Stabilizing. We'll see how we go. Ooh, looks good. So obviously these black frames are clipping in here, but that, when we turn the proxy off, let's have a look, actually, guys. It's not going to play, just because it requires a bit too much effort on my computer. So I'll turn the proxy back on, but it looks like the warp stabilizer works through the proxy, which is cool. Alright, that clip is way too long. I do like the dog coming in, but we don't need that, so we'll just cut there. Would be cool to do a cool transition between these two, but we'll see. Wonder how a fade would look. No, she does. Get rid of that. Okay, alright, this isn't what I want. This is playing the wrong playlist. Let's go... What's a good song? I want to eventually start live streaming this because it'd be great to get your feedback, like live. Once I build up enough of a following, I guess I could stream these things and have people commenting live on suggestions for music and asking me questions that I can answer. Be pretty awesome. Oh, this is a good song. So when I do find a song, I'll just show you how I download and put that in. Alright, this clip should come first. I could do a cool transition where it's like step and then cut. I wish this was spinning anti-clockwise though. I'm almost considering reversing it. So Control R, and then you just hit reverse speed here. Control R is how you change the frame rate. So is that a better cut? That's the question. No, it's not as good. So I'm going to leave that, but we'll have a think about what we're doing there. So this clip probably doesn't need to be in there. I do like the dog though. Oops. So just to delete that, my delete key is, I've moved it to S. Obviously delete still works, but you can set up, if you look at your shortcut keys, you can set up multiple, so I just have them all turned on. Where I work as an editor, I work on a team and we often like switch computers and stuff, so it's important if you're doing that to leave the old shortcuts there. Otherwise you can get very cranky people when they go to click delete or something and the key's broken and they have to go in and reset it each time. But anyway, so S will delete the clip, but if I just want to ripple delete, I'll click Shift S and it will delete and then clear the gap as well, which is much quicker. So there's just a establishing shot. There's me stacking it. There's me getting it. So I'll probably just get rid of that clip. Not needed. Probably can get rid of that clip. Don't need a shot of our arse there. You know what? All those clips can go. We got epic drone stuff to get to. Yeah, here we go. Get it out. So this can be snappier. So just W to trim these clips. So I just kind of hover where I think I should cut, and I just hit W, and that will make the cut for me. So I like the way it kind of comes out and then goes slow, but it needs to be a bit longer. So here's something super unique to how I edit. I've got 1, 2, and 3 set up as 3 different commands. I'll run you through it real quick. 1 sets up, selects the nearest edit point, but it selects it with this red dot. And then if I move forward or back and click E, E is for edit. I'm not sure what it actually stands for, but the E key will move that edit point to your cursor, which is super helpful. If you just want to cut to come in slightly later, you just select 1, it'll select that, and then move forward and select E, and that'll just move the cut to where you want it, super quick. But then I've set up, as well as that, the 2 and 3 to select these type of edits. So for that one, that's 2. That would mean I would want to extend the start of this clip. So to do this really quickly, I'll just come to this edit point, hit 2, move back and hit E. And now I've just, what I've done there, in effect, is extended the start of that clip but moved everything else down a lot. So to do that another way, what this is essentially doing is selecting everything here, moving it all down, making that bit longer and making these two connected. But I just do it by going 2 and then clicking E over here, and however far away it is, that's how much it will extend it. So now I'm extending it a lot, but I'll Control Z all that, and we'll go back to what I was wanting to do here, which was make the end of this clip a bit longer. So I could do that by just holding Control and pulling this out, or my favorite way is clicking 3, which I've set up, and then hitting E to extend that out. And what that's called, I'll tell you the shortcut if you want to edit that for yourself. So I've got it keyed up to 2. Let's have a look. So it's called select nearest edit point as ripple in, and I put that as 2 because when I use that, it's normally on the start of my clip and 2 is on the left. And then if you go to 3, select nearest edit point as ripple out, and that's the other one I showed you. And then if we go to 1, it will be just select nearest edit point as roll, which is what that one's called. That's called a rolling edit, and it moves back and forth. Hopefully you can kind of see what it's doing there. So you got your 2 clips, and it's just changing where the cut point is basically. But let's watch this back. So I think that kind of works, right? And then put it down. See how those 2 cut into each other, even though it's a different person on the drone. Doesn't have to make sense. So here we have a shot that I've stabilized. I've just slowly punched it into the drone, bit of a hero shot kind of thing. Then I will make the final cut. The framing's a bit off, and I was going to fix it by scaling in and centering it, but I realized I'm probably going to export this video as a square. So when I do that, what I'll be able to do here is just move this over, and it won't matter because I'm using a square video. And these sides will cut off anyway, so I wasn't too fussed on scaling in just yet. Yeah, cool. I'll get to export settings for Instagram, because I guarantee if you post Instagram, 99% of you are rendering in the wrong format. so you're not getting the most out of your quality. If you want, you can skip right to the end of the video where I'll cover the best export settings. But essentially you want to be exporting 640 by 640, nothing higher. I've done countless tests, but anything 1080 by 1080 resolution or anything above that, Instagram will just downsize your video to a crazy amount. The difference in video quality is night and day. I'm not having much long with these songs, so I'm gonna try again. Oh, there's a good one coming up. We'll try this one. But what was the good song I found? It was called Catching and Releasing, wasn't it? Yeah, Deep End Remix. So what I do when I find a song that I want, I'll use this just as a template for now. I'll go down to the link, copy it, and I've got a program called Media Human. This is by far the best way to get songs off YouTube. So I just paste in the URL. That's the song I used on my last edit, Safia Go to Waste. So this just pastes it in there and you just hit download. The reason I didn't copy it from up here, because the other thing this program can do is download entire playlists, which is amazing. So if I paste in the URL for that playlist, you can see it's got these stacks here and it'll download everything in that playlist. Just chuck it in a queue and do it, which is amazing for batch downloading songs off YouTube. In the meantime, I do like this song though. You might not really be able to hear it, but it's got a pretty moody kind of vibe. Probably not right for this edit though, but I'm definitely going to use this in an edit one day. It's really nice. Check it out. Alright, cool. If you do want to follow me on Instagram or anything like that, I'll show you it. It's just at Tom Strickland. I'll put it in the description as well. And I'll put in the link to my YouTube channel, which is right here. Let me have a look at my channel. Cool, sorry. Let's get back to editing. Yeah. Sorry, getting a bit distracted there. Bring this guy down. You just do that by scrolling over that. Just over where it says V1. Alright, where are we up to? We've got our hero shot of the drone. We've got Shuckers Brah. So way too long at the end of that clip, so just going to come back just after Shuckers and I'll cut there. So I'm just going to hit W. That'll bring everything forward. Hopefully you guys can see how much faster this makes editing. If you're not editing using Q and W in a similar way to I am, it's game changing. So my zoom in and out, most people, the default is plus and minus over here. But again, if you're lifting up your hand to reach over every time you want to move in and out, you're wasting time. So 4 and 5. So I've got my 1, 2 and 3 that I showed you, and then right next to them 4 and 5. So I can just zoom in and out. I'm constantly doing this, coming back, zooming in, coming out, zooming out. What I want to get is a mouse with a horizontal scroll wheel. That'll be a game changer because you can just literally scroll up and down your timeline like this, but with your mouse wheel, which would be epic. Cool. Alright, back to the end. Not getting much done. This seems to happen a lot. Shuckers Mirror. All this GoPro stuff's filmed 50 frames, so I've just slowed it down. Drone taken off. Woo! Another Shuckers. So I'll probably just put one of those Shuckers in. Alright, that cut out on me there again. So, where were we? We were just watching this back. Clip of Claudia taken off, which I was just saying I was going to cut in with a lot of the drone stuff, because that's the same girl on that footage. So I'll cut drone footage all through this. Cut the end of that clip a little bit. So what I was doing here, I was just going to slow this clip down. So to do that, I'm just clicking Control R, slowing down to 50. And what I'll do is go ripple, edit, shifting, trailing clips. And what that'll do is we'll extend everything down. So normally, if I was to not select that and change this to 50, it would slow the clip down to 50, but it would cut the clip in half because it's slowing down, but it isn't able to extend. So what I like to do is go Control R, Control Z, Control R down to 50, and then ripple edit. It'll move everything down, extending the clip to its full length. And in this case, I'm going to just trim that anyway, so it would have been fine to do it shorter. But yeah. Oh, this was quite funny. We were trying to land the drone, but we were a bit sus on landing on this table in case it fell off and got smashed. So I was trying to catch it out of the air, but it's got these sensors on the bottom, so every time I was trying to do it, it would take off and go up again. And then I finally did get a hold of it, and I had to hold it for about... It's still spinning there, you just can't see because of the shutter. But I had to try to turn it off, and it just wouldn't turn off until my brother could finally power it down from his controller. Alright. So I'll probably just cut the start of that. So it's just me grabbing it. Yep, nice. Cut the end of that. Need everything to be super snappy. That's kind of funny that trying to turn it off, so I might leave that in. But again, just cut the end right down. And just cut the start a bit as well. This is kind of my first run through the edit, so while this video is still way too long, this is just my first pass. Trimming everything down, making it kind of neater. I'm estimating at the end of this edit, the end of this run, my edit will still be like 1:30, like way too long. But that's just kind of my editing process, slowly whittle down, whittle down, whittle down. In the background, this Meet the Humans downloaded catch and release, so I'm going to go to where that's stored, and I'll just be able to drag that right down onto the timeline. For these small Instagram edits, I don't worry about project folders and stuff and making stuff too neat. I'm just being a bit messy because I just try to pump these out as quick as possible. They don't really matter. So now we've got to find a good bit of the song and just to see if it kind of syncs up with any. I think it will. Just watching that back, that's a bit of a jerky motion on the start of that drone clip, so I should really trim the start of that so we can come in about here, I reckon. And see what's happened. So you'll notice if you try to use your Q and W keys, this is where it gets really confusing. When you've got audio tracks and adjustment layers and stuff stacked on top of each other, that's why most people don't use these Q and W keys. Because if you see, I click Q because I want to trim the clip, start of this clip to here. When I hit it though, now it's cut up my music and trimmed my song as well to that edit point, which is a huge pain, and that's why I think most people are turned off using that. And I'll show you how to get around that. So it's similar to these toggle sync lock buttons. So if I delete that and extend it out, make sure this clip's not selected. My shortcut for that is Alt. My audio tracks is Alt 1, 2, 3, and 4. See, it's turning all these on and off. I'll keep Alt 1 on. Audio track 1, I mean. And what I just want to do is click this toggle sync lock button, and now you'll notice I can trim as much as I want, and it's not affecting this audio track, which is very good. I'll just control that. Cool. This song might suit well. What I'll do is you can see this song's already peaking, and what I've found for Instagram videos when I play it back, I find the speakers, because you know people are going to be watching on their phones, which is kind of good and kind of bad, but you know for a fact that their speakers are going to be small and dingy and not very good, so you definitely don't want to blow them out. And every time that red line hits, that's the speakers blown out. So what I'll do straight away is there's a default shortcut key, just click G, and you can adjust your audio gain. So I'll just go -2, enter, and what that'll do is just bring all my audio waveforms down 2 decibels. And now I'm just under that. For Instagram, because like I said, those speakers blow out, I might just do one more, just to get it really under there. So now it's not even coming close. And people can turn it up if they want to hear it more. So obviously this edit's still way, not even close to tight enough, but it's getting there. Yeah, I think that clip's funny. Needs to be shorter though. Finding a tennis ball. There's the dog's tennis ball drifting out to sea. That's quite good on that beat. Hey, what I'll do here, let's try to sync that up with that audio. That was cool. So listen to this. If you can, I'll turn it up for you.
Day to day, I'm blind to see and find how far to go.
So if I can get that toss landing with that down part of that song, this could be quite cool. So just so I toss it, so I guess I'll need to go this way. I'm just holding Alt and right on my keyboard, and that'll just nudge a clip left or right. So it needs to actually be earlier. So I'm just going to click Alt again, holding Alt, and then I'm going to hit holding Alt and Shift, and I'm just going to hit left, and this will just move that clip over. Let's try this. So that's not right at all. Let's try to find this point again. So we want that kicking in about right there. So let's watch this. Yeah, okay, that's kind of interesting. That's just one of those random kind of sync points you just find by accident. I'll turn that music right back down now. I wonder if the recording program records audio, so I wouldn't have had to actually turn that up on my speakers at all. That could be a problem actually of the all that YouTube video I was playing might have gone through the system, which would be bad. Anyway, I'll mute it. Cool. So I'm using 3 cameras on this shoot. I'm using a GoPro, which I shot quite flat. I'm using Claudia's Canon, which is just it's just a point and click, and she's got the standard profile on, so it's going to be quite contrasty. And you can see this light that's coming over that was set up for the flat GoPro is just absolutely crushing this this other already kind of contrasty codec. So I'll definitely have to do some work on the different formats. But Premiere's killing it. It's playing all the different formats, doing really well. So next we have this shot of, I don't know if I'll put that in there. It's just a bit of a fast forward thing. I'll just get it out for now. So the other thing I do is I like to label my clips red, just when I know I'm going to delete them. So I've just clicked that and made it a red, because I know that's probably not going to make the edit. It's kind of how I mark a clip if I think I'm going to delete it eventually. Something interesting that I can teach you with this is I've sped that clip up just using speed of 1000, but I've selected time interpolation optical flow instead of frame sampling, and what this is kind of similar to how a program like Twixtor works. It's just Premiere's system for making frames when it's slowing or speeding something up, and optical flow is just by far the best type. So you get that just at the bottom here. So instead of frame sampling, you want optical flow. Another little tip if you're doing any speed stuff. It would be cool to something I've learnt recently is to do some speed ramping in Premiere. So I might have a play with that later. And you do that basically by changing. At the moment, this is my opacity. If I pull this up and down, you can see it's getting brighter and darker. That's my opacity. But I want to get rid of that opacity and change that to time remapping speed. Now this line doesn't control opacity, it controls speed. So I can do stuff like that, which will like slow that right down. But then you can do keyframes and have stuff like fade in, and you can get really I don't know, I did on my last edit, you can get really tricky with the way you use your keyframes and have them really smooth in, come in smoothly. So I'll have a play with that later. What's going on? So that opacity is just, yep, needs to go up, cool. And that's not keyframes, no. Wait, was it? No keyframes, cool. Alright, going well. So drone footage is obviously going to be the best stuff. And I'll base most of this around that. At the moment it's just a bit too much of it. So I reckon I can kill one of these shots straight away. Probably this one can go right. That one's nice. But we don't need all of that. And there's a jerk in the middle here, so if we can cut around that, that might be the guy. A very slight jerk, but right there you can see it. So I'm just going to come in after that. So now it's just a snappier clip. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. So this will need an adjustment layer correction as well, but that's kind of a good start, so I'll leave him on there for now. And it kind of matches the GoPro LUT, which is good. What do we got here? Just another shot. So that was another, I'll mark that red as well. That's just another little time-lapse thing I did using optical flow, but not good, so that can go out with the rest of the trash. Over there. Cool. Alright, let's watch this back. See how the song fits in with everything. Let's get this adjustment layer on top as well. Need him there. That's a good opening shot. I like it. That's not playing back too well because it's got stabilizer and a LUT. That's alright. Good opening coming up. That's too long, so already I can see that. And I'm just going to click W. Again, these Q and Ws are just speeding up that. It's so quick. So there's a bit of a jerk there, and I wonder what stabilizer can do. Stabilizer could get very confused by all this water, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Here's another one where you'll see if I put warp stabilizer on it. Let's try that again. Stabilizer can't be used because stabilizer and speed can't be used on the same clip. So I've actually already slowed this clip down to 50%, so that's why it's having a problem. So again, to fix this, I'm going to hit H to nest. You can set your nest key up to whatever. That's not default or anything. I just, the H key used to be the hand key, and I'd never use this, so why not get rid of it, right? Alright, so now I've got that nested. Going to try that stabilizer again, and voila, it works. I'll just let that do its thing. Let's watch through this. That's cool, I like that. Alright, I didn't quite cut out that jerk, so that needs to go. Oh, here I could do a speed ramp. That is a good idea, Tom. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is have it come in really quick and then slowly go down to regular speed by the end of it. So to do that, I'm going to do what I was showing you before. Go to time remapping, speed. And what we're going to do, we want the start to be quicker. So bear with me here because I am kind of learning myself here. But I think if we want it faster, right, let's buy ourselves some room with the start of this clip. So we've got more room to work with because we're speeding it up, so we need more room. And that kind of did it, right? So now I've sped that start up to, ooh, that's dramatic. That's kind of cool though. So that start got up to 800%, which is a bit too much. So let's bring that down to, well, let's try 400%, but what we'll do is we'll have this really fade in. So now it's not going 400% to 100%, it's going to go 400%, 350, 300, 200, you know what I mean? It's going to be gradual. And what we can do, that's not looking too good yet, but, well, that's a bit dramatic, is we can get really Bezier this shit. Alright, let's have a look now. Ooh, I think I Beziered the wrong way. So now it should be super smooth, right? But I think it's still too quick, so let's just bring down the speed. So we're going to bring that, and we'll, alright, we can make that, we can draw this out longer, so it's happening over a greater time. Let's try that. No, now there's too much of the clip being sped up, so we want, let's try that. Oh, that's nice, I like that. Yeah, that's subtle. I think it's still a little too quick, so if we get to pull this down a bit, and then, what am I doing? Should be clicking Q, not listen to myself. Rip delete that. Oh, that's not good, what's that? So I think what's happening here is we're just not coming in late enough. Let's try that. Okay, we need more. And less. I had it good before, I should have just left it. That's not really what I'm after. I think I need to extend this more. Let's try that. That's getting better. Yeah, the key is a longer fade, I think. come in later. Need to come in later. Yeah, okay, I'm getting it now. That's kind of it, right? I don't know. I'm gonna make it a bit longer. Anyway, that'll do for now. We'll delete that. Yeah, that's alright, whatever. Not that happy with that, but this clip needs to be longer too. Alright, let's extend this, and just make this whole thing happen quicker. Let's try that, right? Ooh, no, that's not good. What happened there? No, I'm just gonna leave it. Fine. Leave it how it was. Yeah, that's better. I can extend this a bit. Don't want that bit. So I just want to come there. Yeah, alright, that works. Let's move on. I'll fine tune all this stuff while you're not watching. You don't want to watch all this stuff. Alright, I think we should go to the Mavic stuff. Oh, does it make sense to go to it right away? I think... When should we go to the Mavic stuff? Definitely before this. So we'll grab all these clips. Hero shot, Shuckers, takeoff. Yep. Alright, so we'll move all this stuff. Again, holding control. We'll just slot this in here, and you can tell because you've got those arrow symbols. And where do we decide? We're just going to go right after this clip, right? That'll do. What's that clip again? Alright, this clip's probably getting deleted, let's be honest. I do like it because it sets up the POV thing. Let's move it later. We'll deal with it later. So we'll move that just here for now. Alright, this can be snappier, right? Yeah, way snappier. Let's get this back to full speed. No, need it slower. But we just need less of it. But less off the end, not off the start. Ooh. Control Z that. A little bit off the start, a little bit off the end. How about that? Cool. We're going to run out of recording time in a sec. Cool. All good. I hope people are still watching this. I hope this is beneficial. Like, for me, this is just kind of like everything I know. I'm just kind of spilling it all out. And for me, it's a lot easier to do it this way than make a dedicated tutorial and everything. That clip should always go first. Good takeoff. Yeah, that's cool. Maybe that could be the ending of the video. Like, yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. So we'll go Shuckers, catch, zoom. I like that a lot. Alright. See, look, I'm taking you through my creative process. Brilliant. So we know that's going to be at the end, so let's move that to the end. And let's make it orange, so we remember that. And I'll even make a note saying ending. There we go. So I'll remember for later. I'll open that duration. If you extend the duration of your markers, then they show up with the text you write, which is helpful. So I'll just bring that guy in there. And it's color-coded, which is important. What else do we have? Tennis ball. Oh, I've lost my sync up. Bummer. So, where was it again? It's right here. Oh well, we'll deal with that later. Alright, let's just start killing some of these shit shots. That doesn't need to be there. So, red, and you can go to the end, mate. I don't need that, right? Need that, obviously, that's me. Smooth. So I still haven't actually decided if I'm going to make this video square or not, because obviously if this is square, right, I'm going to lose all that. Anyway, we'll decide later. Too long. This clip can just... That clip can go. That clip can go. Take off. And trim my head out of that. Need some more cutbacks and stuff. So what I've just realised here, sorry, is I want more shots out of this particular clip. But instead of having to find it in my project window, I'm just going to come down to the timeline and hit F, and that stands for find, and it will just find that exact frame you're on up here, which is so helpful. If I want to find it straight in the project window, I'd hit Shift F. I might have set that up. You'll have to look that one up in your keyboard shortcuts, and now it'll find it here in the project window. So just say I have a clip here, and I'm like, oh, I really want this clip to slow down, but I don't know if it's filmed at 25 frames, at 50, or at 100. I'll hit Shift F, it'll pull it up here, and I'll just be able to see instantly, oh, 25 frames, bummer, can't slow it down. Or 4K, oh god, that's why it's so cropped in, I've got to scale that back or whatever. Yeah, get what I mean. So anyway, back to this one, F. So now I'm just going to look for some more kind of cool stuff of Jack, which I don't think we're going to have any luck. I normally get all my good stuff in the selects, so that way I never have to come back. And it looks like I've done it this time. There's just no good shots. I wasn't expecting to get much from this camera anyway, to be honest. It's just a point and shoot. It's nice to have it though. Alright, that's a cool establishing shot for the takeoff, right? That's an abrupt cut, right? So I'll note to self, abrupt cuts, I should try and make that on a beat of a song. So while that's abrupt to watch, if you find a beat, which there's always a beat, and just say we're using this beat as an example, even though it won't be this beat. You'll just notice this will be smoother when you play it back. Okay, bad example. It was a more subtle beat maybe. Anyway, that's just a little pointer. It's not a rule, it's just kind of a guideline. Okay, here's something interesting. If you film on drone stuff, look at this. That is called flickering. And it looks shit. But one way to get rid of that is come over here, by a program called, Flicker Free. So I'll just type in Flickr, and here's Flicker Free by Digital Anarchy, I think. And what that'll do when that renders, I haven't used this too much, so bear with me, but one of these will be good for removing it. I think might have to do some research, but yeah, a lot of these would work. But yeah, they'd basically just get rid of that flicker, which yeah, I'll turn that off now because it's quite intensive. But to make our lives easier, let's just delete this shot, hey? Shift S, go on. We've got enough good shots, right? We don't need to put flickering shots in. Getting some nice little lens flares and stuff. This is my brother's drone, so... Oh, are we stopped recording? I'm just going to restart recording, one sec. I was just saying this is my brother's drone, so a lot of the motion... For one, he hasn't set up a good picture profile because he's not a filmmaker. So just shooting on whatever the default was. His gimbals haven't been messed with, so they're quite jerky. They're just the default. So tomorrow we're going to go fly, and I'm going to set everything up for him and make it a lot better, hopefully. So So Instagram edit number 2 coming up, I guess, when I go film that. Cool. It's coming together though, guys. This is basically, these things just take time, hey? Ooh, hello, little smooth motion. I hope you guys like that. It's little stuff like that I find. Another thing we can do, right? What if we speed up the last couple frames of this clip to 100? Now watch what happens. Ooh, that wasn't good. Okay. My point there is sometimes if you speed up the end of one clip and have a clip come in, it's a good way to transition, right? So I'll try it again. Let's speed this up to 150. And imagine if that motion was smoother. What I might end up doing here, I won't do it and waste your time, but I will see how this rotation is here. What I might do is I'll give you a little sample, but I might keyframe in some rotation. So watch this. Which way does it spin in this video? It spins clockwise, so that's spinning the wrong way. We want that to go that way, and we'll just need to scale this in a bit, and we want that scale to keyframe in as well, so we'll start at maybe 108. Cool. We'll make these keyframes smooth in a sec, but watch this now. What, did I rotate the wrong way? There's just not enough rotation, that's all. Let's pull this back. We need more rotation, Alright. That's so jerky and just gross. Can fix that by going ease out, I think. I always get confused with these. No, definitely not that. Let's try ease in. Anyway, this is, I'll do this properly better later. But the point is, I'm using the motion to come in and rotate here. And I want to do it in a way that matches. Oh, it's because it's spinning the wrong way. So it's a jerking effect instead of a smoothing effect, which is the opposite to what I want. So let's just fix that by making the rotation -28 instead of 28. So now you can kind of see what I mean, right? That's just still way too jerky. But, yeah, so now it's spinning anti-clockwise, and now this clip's spinning anti-clockwise? Well, this clip's spinning clockwise, but the beach is spinning anti-clockwise, which I think is what's important, right? Anyway, that's little things to look for in your edit as well. And imagine if this scale wasn't as drastic and everything. So we can make the rotation less, right? So we'll come to rotation, instead of 28, we'll go like -8. So it's more subtle. Scale can be a lot less hectic, so let's bring that right out. Needs to be a bit more, because you just get those black bars. Try that. Still just jerky, but you can hopefully see what I'm talking about here. I think just still too much rotation, right? So let's, sorry for getting finicky on you, but this is what editing is, guys. Let's just go 4. Yeah, that's nice, right? Again, needs work. That scale's coming in just too much scale, I think. So it's, yeah, look, I'm getting finicky on you, I'm sorry. Have I frozen the program? No. I will just do this, and I'll leave it, I promise. Anyway, it needs to be happening over a longer period of time. That's the problem there. But I'll get to that later. Cool. Snappier. Hey, this needs to be snappier. So I could just cut there even. Try that, right? Yeah, that's much better. Quicker. I like it. I hope I'm being loud enough. Yeah, I think I am. So I'm kind of whispering. End of that can go. Yeah, that needs to be like way shorter. So it's just. Shuckers can come in quicker and go out quicker. Let's have a look at our length. So we are pretty quick. That's 30 seconds, and then we'll put in all our drone stuff. Might do that now. I held in control just to move everything over, and then we'll chuck the draft ending in there as well. You'll notice as well, if I didn't do this toggle sync lock and I try to control drag something, watch what happens to my audio. It moves that over. Not what you want. Anyway. Good chuck. Cool, let's get this guy up. Alright, let's watch this through. The ending's going to get really messy, but let's just see how we're looking. Again, you got to remember when the final grade and everything comes in. It needs to be snappier. Might just do that quickly. So I should let it play through once, but I just know that needs to be snappier. So I don't need all of pulling it out, right? That's stupid. I can just come in. A bit too much I took off there, but let's try that. Hey, oh, I forgot to turn this back. Rookie, Tom, rookie. What if we just delete this? No. Anyway, let's play through. We're meant to watch this. That can get trimmed. Yep. Trim that. Yeah, that's cool. Listen to the beat. Alright, I'll take it back for you. Ready? Dung, dung, dung. Anyway. As soon as you start editing the beat, all this stuff gets real good. Something wrong with this cut, right? It's a jump cut. This is what we call a jump cut. It's where not enough is changing between two shots, so it's enough of a cut that you notice a change, but so little of a cut that it isn't. It's just jarring, basically. Like, not enough is changing between these two shots to justify a cut. A common way around this is you take one of your shots and you just scale it up. So now that's less jarring, right? Because it's almost like a whole new shot. And now, because we scaled up, we can reframe and do all that nice stuff. And you got to remember, this is going on Instagram. Scaling does not matter. This is going to be potato quality by the end of it all anyway. And that's what you got to remember. It's going to look like shit. It's a really nice way to think of your edits. We really don't need that in there, do we? Actually, we do kind of have time. Like, we would have time to put all this stuff in, right? Let's put in this, LUT seems to be a bit nicer on the drone footage for now. Another good shortcut I use, if you're following because you like my shortcuts, Z, just deselect. So we've got D to select, and that's linked to your volume track here. So because layer 1 selected, when I select D, it is going to select that because it's working with volume 1. Is it called volume 1? Video 1, sorry. And then just says to turn on my other layers, so now I've got 4 and 5, and I click D, it's going to select both, because this V3 is selected as well. So that's why I normally just have these off, so they don't get in the way. I think I might have turned on 5 by accident. So what do we, let's go a bit nuts with this, speed stuff, and we're going to have this happen here, and then when she takes off, it's it's going to get quicker. And we want to smooth it out. Right. And what we did last time is made it super smooth. Alright. No, I hate that. Sorry for doing that, guys. I hate fast forwarded video when it's like this. Maybe it's just too fast. Maybe we'll just use it as a cut. So it's kind of like what we did last time, right? We speed up into a cut. That's not enough for the speed up, right? And if we're speeding up on one clip, then you need to speed in on the next clip. So we'll make sure this is on, which it is, and we'll speed you up to that. Yep. Smooth you out, smooth you right out, and make you like that. And then we'll come in about here, right? Anyway, that's just subtle. I doubt you can even notice that, but watch her. Another important thing that I'm trying to keep in mind in the future is I've heard really advanced editors talk about this, and it's really cool. You got to think about where your viewers' eyes are looking. So let's have a think. You're watching the screen. You're probably watching this. Follow my mouse. And then we're cutting, and you have to look down here. Imagine if she was starting over here somewhere, right? So then your eye would have to be very jarring, because your eye would have to glance and look all the way over here, which wouldn't be a good cut. So it's something I've just kind of reminded myself to do, and I'm kind of keeping an eye out for, is to think about where your viewers' eyes are. And there, it kind of works perfect, right? That's just an accident. But it's a cool thought. It's cool to be thinking that way, I think, because it just means you got the audience in mind. Anyway, you watch probably every other cut in this video isn't like that, but yeah, you just got to think, if you want it to be smooth, then you got to think about these things that make it jarring. I'll get a sound effect. I'll show you my sound effect library again. For the ending idea I had. All these clips really don't need to go in, right? No, that's kind of cool. I might keep this one. What I don't have in there is me scarfing. And that's the most important bit. So let's put that in there now. A bit shaky, let's cut around that shake, right? So we'll just go, maybe getting up. No, look a bit Gumby, I might just cut that all together. I don't know. Can I come in here? So it's like me sitting down. What happens after this? More shakiness, not good. Jeez, it's just rubbish, isn't it? That's the best footage of me scarfing. It's not great. That definitely doesn't need to be in there, right? Where are we? This clip doesn't need to be in here. Mark it red. Oh, let's just delete it. Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool clip. We can use that. Alright, this is where I'm going to get a bit stuck. See how that cut's a lot less jarring? I'm quite proud of that, actually. That's a good little find, a good little catch on my part. I was thinking about just deleting that second clip, but now it flows better. Bit of a jump cut, but not so much. This clip really doesn't need to be there. Okay, so we should start with this, right? Trying to go drone shot, takeoff, and then what should we go to after that? I guess back to drone shot, right? Just cut these in between each other, so it's takeoff, and then, oh, that's cool, you can come in here. Yeah, nice. Commissioner. Still recording, yep. This video is getting long. Hey guys, this is probably going a bit too long, and if you're just sticking around to get the export settings, I might just finish it up, do the rest of the polish myself. I'll post it on my Instagram, you can watch it there. But I'll run you through the export settings real quick. So let's pretend this video is done, the colours don't look like shit, and it's ready to go on Instagram. So what I'll do is firstly decide if I want it square or landscape. I think let's go with square because I want to make my point about the render settings. A few ways to do it. One way is to create a new sequence. Control N, shortcuts are key. I've got a template saved in my customs bin of Instagram widescreen. There is a way to export really high res vertical videos as well, which is odd because if you want to export a square video, the most resolution they'll give you is 640. But if you go and render this square video, 1842 by 2340, something crazy, that's like higher res than HD in a vertical video, which is just odd. They'll let you do that for some reason, and it'll upload much higher quality. But for whatever reason, they want 640 by 640 video. If you do want to make it landscape, make sure you stick on 640 width, but just make it 640 by 360, which is still 16 by 9, but that's just the right dimensions. But let's go with a square video. So okay, we've got a new sequence. It should be set up right. You can see I've got a square box here. One way to do it is to go to my sequence 1. Let's just search for it. This is where my edit is. If I just drop this down, right, and keep existing settings, I've just dragged my whole edit down. I'll scale to frame size, so you can go right click, scale to frame size, or you can go, something I've just set up is Shift R, just because it's a free shortcut, so I use that. So this is a really neat way of doing it, right? You don't have, you've just got the thing on the one track and you can export it like that. I know the video ends about here, so I'll hit X, which will select just that clip and the ins and outs of it. I'll just pretend this is the ending, right? So let's pretend that's the ending, and that's the beginning. We don't want these black bars, so let's just scale this up because we're going for a square video. Let's have a look, what number is it? It is 178, so you want to scale to 178. And you can see this is just butchering the quality, but while it looks quite crappy on your big screen and you're crying yourself to sleep because you filmed 4K drone footage and now it's being scaled to 640, this is the best you'll get on Instagram. You can try render at 4K, but Instagram's going to make it worse than this anyway, so you might as well use your bitrate, you might as well use all your data in your bitrate and that kind of stuff rather than using it all in your frame size. Because if you think about it, anyway, it just makes more sense to do it this way. So Control M to render. We can go through my settings if you want. So let's have a look. I do everything at 25 frames because we're in Australia. So that's PAL. These confuse me a bit, but just run with, I guess, 3.1 for now. And main important things are your width is 640 and your height is 640. You scaled it to 178, right? And then you just want to choose where you want to save it. I've got an Instagram folder. So the next important thing is you want your file size. I've done a lot of tests with this as well. You want your file size to sit around, I'd say 12 to 15 megabytes. Instagram just will be a lot less harsh in its encoding if it sits in that already small file size. So you can either let Instagram resize the video for you, which is a very bad idea. So my estimated file size is 35 megs at the moment. I want that way down. I want that down to 15, right? So that would be a good spot for it to sit. Maximum bitrate doesn't matter too much. It can just sit, I normally sit at about 1 or 2 above my target bitrate. So I guess 5 is a good one, but it'll depend. This will change on your length. At the moment, this is only a 24-second clip. So if it was a 1-minute clip, right, this target bitrate might have to come right down to 2 or something in order to fit under that 15 megabytes. But because it's not, I'll pump this up, and I just want to touch the line of 15. Definitely use maximum render qualities, because that's very important for scaling, which we're doing a lot of. And that's about it. Audio, I set to, this is wrong, set it to 40/100. I think Instagram likes that better for some reason. I'm not so sure on that, don't quote me on that. But you might as well, right, save a bit of space or whatever. Yep, and then you just want to hit export and put that straight on Instagram. And I guarantee, I've done all the tests, I swear to God, this video setting is the only way to get decent video on Instagram. If these numbers are any different, Instagram's just going to hate it, and your video's going to come out a lot worse. But yeah, I guess it's not a video platform, so what can you expect? There you go. So I promised I'd cover that, so that's covered. I'm going to finish this edit off myself. Check it out on my Instagram. Hopefully it's looking a lot better than it is right now. Enjoy. Might leave it at that. I hope you find these helpful. I reckon they're the best way to learn. I think I've learned about 90% of what I know from kind of stuff like this. Tell you another good place to learn if you like this kind of format. There's a few good videos I've watched. One is by the guy that does the editing for Linus Tech Tips editing, and he loves shortcuts. He's a bit crazy with it. I wouldn't go as far as him, because I think the time he saves with his shortcuts, he spends way more time on setting up his shortcuts and hotkeys and stuff like that it just gets to the point of ridiculous. But he loves it, so he can do what he wants. And the other really good spot, I would say, is so I'm just trying to find this video that I'm referencing for you guys. Hopefully you can see this on the screen, right? Yeah, you can. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one by Taran Van Hermit. 3-hour watch, but it's really good. I learn a lot from this video. The other place that another setup which is similar, which is good, is the Adobe Creative Cloud channel. They regularly have big long live streams where you just watch people edit, like professionals edit in Premiere, and that's where I picked up all these little nuances. It's one thing to watch the clickbait title of 5 best tricks in Premiere, but after you learn those 5 tricks, every video you watch will just be rehashing that same stuff. I find it a lot better to learn when I'm watching someone edit something from start to finish. You learn the whole process, all the little tricks, like speed ramping into different shots and stuff like that. All those little nuances that aren't big enough concepts to make a whole video on, right? But they all add up, and they're very important. So if you like this kind of tutorials, I guess subscribe, and yeah, I'll be doing one of these a week, I'd say, just as a rough estimate. I'm not trying to chase a huge following or anything, but I just think I can benefit a few people. So stick around. I've got plenty more to learn. This was just Instagram videos. Plenty more to teach. Sorry, this is just Instagram videos. I can teach about time lapses, all sorts of stuff. yeah, so thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, there's probably about 2 of you, but that's all good. I'll leave it at that. See you later.